Hi again, this is Cathy Rich, Buddy's daughter, and I wasn't actually at this performance, but I am happy to be talking about it because there are a lot of things that you are going to see and that you are seeing right now that you've probably never seen before. I think that for those of you that are able to watch this and who have never had the opportunity to see Buddy perform live, this will give you probably one of the best examples that you will ever see and hear. You're hearing it in the finest sound that there is to hear, and you're seeing a performance that was a one-time thing. There are some things that we're seeing on this DVD that no one has been privy to in the past, other than the people that were up close and personal at the time when Buddy was traveling or doing a show, the managers, the road managers, the producers, myself, my mother, the immediate family. Buddy was very professional. He demanded a lot of things from his musicians, but never more than he demanded from himself, because he wanted everything to be perfect because his name was out there. And he knew that if a trumpet player wasn't exactly playing the way they should be playing that night, or a sax player was out of tune, people weren't going to walk away saying, oh, so-and-so sounded bad. They were going to say the Buddy Rich Band sounded bad. And he never wanted anybody to walk away with that sort of feeling. Those of you that are watching this now will know, if you've ever seen Buddy's band live, that he usually wasn't allowed to get off the stage without playing West Side Story. That was his big finale, and that was the piece of music. Actually, the Channel 1 Suite and the West Side Story were usually the closers of the evening between set 1 and set 2. So if you've ever been lucky enough to hear the band, you know that what you are seeing and hearing now are exactly the real thing. This was how he played a set every night. And to be able to go through this evening and watch a set from beginning to end exactly as it was when he played it on the road every night is quite amazing. This particular version of West Side Story, I think, is exceptional because he plays a brilliant solo, and you're being able to see him play in ways that you probably wouldn't be able to see him play if you were just sitting in the audience. You're seeing angles and you're seeing shots that normally you would not be privy to. I can remember first traveling with the band when I was 2 years old. My parents took me away for the first time to the Far East, and I continued to travel with the band throughout my life. I think that was probably the best education anybody could ever have. Being able to sit there and listen to the band every night and hear my father play and be able to appreciate exactly what he was doing. Unfortunately, you don't really appreciate those things until after someone is gone, because you just take it for granted at the time because it's something that's just there. You know, he was my father, so it was just what he did for a living, and although I could appreciate the music and appreciate people admiring him and being able to witness what he did on a nightly basis, sometimes you don't fully appreciate it until it's not there to witness any longer. And now I look back and I see footage of him now, and I can't even believe what I'm seeing and hearing and the things that he did that at the time I couldn't really talk about. But now I can verbalize and say the amazing genius and technique that he had and that you are all seeing right now. But my experience of then traveling with the band and being able to sing every night, if I wanted to, was quite amazing when you look back on it.
I own the band 100%, and everything that's done is done with my choosing. There are no outside influences. Nobody has any part of the band. I own it 110%, and therefore it goes up or down with my choice. It's not always right, but 50-50 shot.
At one point in time, I managed the band, which is something that it was good and it was bad, actually, because sometimes I would have to take the side of the band against Buddy, and he didn't really like that too much. And I think at one point he actually threw me off the bus and told me that if I ever sided with the band against him again, that would be it. I don't think he'd ever speak to me again. But I saw what was fair, and you had to do what you had to do as a manager, and that's what I did. the reason that we like to do these things is for the kids coming up now who were not old enough to go and hear Buddy when he was alive. And our whole reason for doing these things is to be able to educate young people coming up so that Buddy's legacy lives on and will continue to live on through the next generations. That was very important for all of us in my family when we were trying to decide what to do with Buddy's legacy and the people that we were aiming it towards, and that was the youth and the young people of today. Those were the people that Buddy targeted, and those were the people that he was the most concerned about, to learn about jazz and to learn about the legacies of other great jazz artists, and that if you're interested in Buddy, you'll go back and you'll listen to other people who influenced Buddy.
I have very high opinions of the greats, from Chick Webb, Joe Jones, Blakey, Roach. Some of the newer people that I admire, people like Steve Gadd, Danny Serafin with Chicago. They're all fine young drummers, and they represent good things.
And my own son now is the next generation, and he is now playing the drums, and it will just go on. And luckily, he's able to look back and watch things like this and be able to see what his grandfather did and be able to continue on with that great legacy.